Hey guys, just thought I'd show you really quick a speaker wall mount I'm going to be used to mounting my surround speakers, which are a pair of Polk Monitor 30 speakers. I got these speaker wall mount by VideoSecu from Amazon. It was under 40 bucks. I'll show a link in my description. Basically how you would install this, and here are the basic parts. You'll want a stud finder for the installation, because you'll want to put your pilot holes into a stud for best secureness. These are covers that go over the top of this. These are the platforms, 2 platforms each, and these extend out so you can get fairly wide bookshelf speakers, and these are some mounting hardware. Here is the installation instruction of the speakers. It explains using a 5/8 drill bit to do your pallet holes, and then the remaining installation, you put your cover on, and then the base, etc., and so forth. Comes with a couple pads for either side of the bracket to help better secure the speaker in place. And this sucker can fully rotate and move around, so you can position your speakers how you need. I'm going to be mounting my speakers a couple feet above seated ear level, which so I will be cutting back into the video, showing you each stage of the installation. First, these screwed into one spot, then with the covers and the base on, and then finally with the speaker in place. So here's a bracket screwed into the wall. I used my level on the bottom, made sure that this was level, did my pilot holes. I marked each one and then did my pilot holes with my drill bit, 532. And once that was done, just put this over here and put these puppies in. I had to put a fair amount of pressure and make sure I had a fairly flat drill bit on the tip, because this one got a little stripped. I used one that was a little too pointy at first. And then you put the plastic cover on top, and that completely covers your front. And that's really the most difficult part of the install. And then the rest, stick your bracket here, some of the other bolts, but this is the biggest thing. And this is nice and sturdy. It's not going anywhere. It's right in the beam, the center of the stud. The other one is going to be a little challenging because my wall has a little bit of a curve to it, so it's not going to lay flat, so I may need to put a little bit of a shim on the top part of it on my other one. Let me give you an update on the speaker install setup. This is my Polk Monitor 30 speaker. This is how this would mount on here, although on the opposite side, of course. I just want to show you that I have this at the width right now to fit on the speaker. I put 2 foam pads on either side here. They come closed up. You loosen either of these screws until you have these at the appropriate width that you need. Then you put your speaker on, and then you tighten the screw so that way your speaker is nice and solid onto the grip. Now these platforms are going to go on this plastic cap. If you remember, I showed you the bracket, the metal bracket that goes into the wall. This cap goes into the end, so this is going to rest on top of that end with a single bolt that goes through here and turn through this and the metal bracket. And on the bottom you're going to have a washer, a single lock nut, and then you're going to put a beautifying plastic tip on the end, and you're all set. And I'll show you again when it's all mounted. First though, if you can see, here's that other bracket against the not straight wall. So it's lifting up a bit, but it's still fine. It is very secure. I have the plastic cap on that side there. And here on this side, here we go again, the plastic cap on. This bolt is going to go through that bracket piece and through this thing here and through the bottom. I first verified to make sure this fits before I continued. And here's with the wall bracket screw down. As you see, you have full motion. You can tilt it down that much, or have it flat all the way to one side or the other. I intend to have mine slightly towed in, but not directly to the side. Actually, no, I might have it this way. Anyway, I'll show it to you again with the speaker on here. Here you have it. Installation is complete. The bracket is securely in there. The speaker is mounted on the bracket. Once I put the speaker on here, I tightened either side of these screws so that way these are snug. I mounted these as forward as I could. I wanted to screw it onto the wood portion here and not the grill portion in front, so I wanted it as back as I could, and there's room behind here for me to attach my banana connectors. And so next up I'm going to have to cut my links of wires and then I'll be all done. Thanks for watching. Please hit the thumbs up and sub if you want to see more from me. Here, one last look at the final mounting position of my rear speakers. I left the screw just loose enough so I could move this around and shift this if I needed to, or if I decided I wanted to make a change. I have the beauty cap on the bottom here. My things are missing one of these little side pieces, it's a little rubber, but that's cosmetic, of course, not functional. And these babies are going to be quite the upgrade from these audio source speakers that I've been running forever with my various surround setups. And let me see, that's about it. One last look at the final mounting position of my new speakers and speaker brackets with my Polk Monitor 30 speakers. As you can see, that's quite the massive upgrade from the speakers that I have been running for my surround setups. Very nice upgrade. So I made the screws on the bottom just tight enough so I could still move these around a little bit and shift the angle if I wanted to as well. And I have these beauty caps on the bottom. So anyway, these things are very sturdy, not going anywhere. I'm very pleased with these brackets. And of course they're mounted in a stud, they're solid. And also another reason for going with the Monitor 30s is that they match my front speakers, which are also Polk Monitor series speakers. I have Monitor Series 2 60s and a CS25 for my front channels. You see my floor standing here, my really large center there, and of course that there. And I also just got a Polk subwoofer, the Z505 12-inch subwoofer. I've been using a smaller size subwoofer for years, a Yamaha. So now I'll finally have everything Polk. And of course I'm running that Denon surround receiver, that 920.